Now, the challenge of symmetric encryption, as I had told you, was that there had to be a secure way to exchange the keys, right? Somehow the two users need to arrive on the same key. That was one of the challenges of symmetric encryption. So that challenge can be solved using asymmetric encryption. How can that be done? Let's take a look. So the first one is Diffie Hellman. So Diffie Hellman is the algorithm which decided to tackle the issue of secure distribution of symmetric keys. All right. Now remember that Diffie Hellman is not used to encrypt. Okay, Diffie-Hellman is an asymmetric algorithm, but it is not used to encrypt data. It is only used to share keying information. So it is the only purpose of Diffie-Hellman is to be able to have is to be able to arrive at the same key on both sides. All right, so it cannot be used for encryption purposes. Now let me explain how that works. Okay, all right. So Diffie-Hellman algorithm. So let's say there are two users here, user A and user B. They have a lot of data that they need to exchange. So they say, all right, let's use some symmetric algorithm, for example, 3DES or AES or DES or whatever they want to use. But they say, all right, hey, we need to use symmetric algorithm because it is very fast and we have a lot of data to be sent. So we have to use symmetric algorithm, but we have to agree on some key, right? But how do we exchange that key securely? Because it is really sensitive data and the key cannot be compromised at all. So how do we exchange the key securely? Then they say, all right, let's use Diffie-Hellman because that is the exact purpose of Diffie-Hellman, to be able to exchange keys securely. Well, not exchange exactly, but you'll see how that works. So what happens is they say, all right, let's use Diffie-Hellman. And with Diffie-Hellman, they generate two keys, public key and private key. And this user also generates a public key and a private key. And then they exchange each other's public key because public key can be exchanged, right? So now user A has got three keys, user B also has got three keys. And now using the Diffie-Hellman, they use Diffie-Hellman algorithm, and Diffie-Hellman algorithm takes the private key of A and the other person's public key, and it sends it through Diffie-Hellman algorithm, and it arrives at some key, which is, let's say, for example, ABCD 1 2 3 4. So it runs the private key and the public key of the other side through the DH algorithm, and it arrives at some random number. Then on the other side as well, user B also takes his own private key and the other person's public key, runs it through the DH algorithm, and it also arrives at a random number or a random value, which is ABCD 1 2 3 4. And you see both of them have arrived at the same value, right? And now they can use this value as the key. So somehow, so what happened here is that both of them exchanged public keys of each other, and public keys can be exchanged. There is no problem with exchanging public keys. There is no risk of security, right? They did not exchange each other's private key. And then they ran Diffie-Hellman algorithm on their own private keys and the other person's public key, and they arrived at a value, and that value was same on both the sides, right? So that is the beauty of this algorithm. You don't have to exchange anything secret. You have to exchange something that is public, and then you run an algorithm on both the sides, and both the sides arrive at the same value. And now that they have the same value on both the sides, this can be used as the symmetric key. All right, and now they can encrypt whatever data they wanted to exchange using this symmetric key, using some symmetric algorithm like DES or 3DES or whatever. All right, so this is how Diffie-Hellman works. And so that is why Diffie-Hellman is not a key exchange algorithm. Okay, it is not a key exchange algorithm, because if you see, they did not exchange the keys. It is a key agreement algorithm, because there was no exchange of keys here, right? They both somehow agreed on the same key without exchanging it. So it's a key agreement algorithm. It is not a key exchange algorithm. All right. And to, if I want to, I mean, one more quick detail here, that this value that they generate here, this is not actually the key that is used for symmetric encryption purposes. This is like a key space. Okay, this value that is generated, this is a key space actually, and then out of this key space multiple keys are generated and then they are used. All right, that is how Diffie-Hellman works, and that is what I just explained to you. It is a key agreement algorithm as opposed to key exchange, and this is the example of how it works. I have already explained that to you. I don't need to explain that again. And the key is never actually transmitted, right?